To form the present subjunctive of a verb, you always start with the yo form, regardless if it's an AR, an ER, or an IR verb. You take the yo form in the present indicative, drop the O, and add the opposite vowel endings. For AR and ER verbs that stem change, or are also known as boot verbs in the present indicative, those verbs will also be boot verbs in the present subjunctive. Note, pensar and volver stem change in all forms except the nosotros. IR verbs are different. IR verbs will stem change in all forms, including the nosotros, but they will only have a partial change, E to I or O to U. The next series of verbs are just reminders that some verbs have irregular yo forms in the present tense. For example, go verbs. We need to remember that the G in go verbs will carry throughout the conjugation, as it does in diga, digas, diga, digamos, and digan. ZCO verbs, like conocer or any verb ending in ucir, will also have changes, and that ZC will carry through the entire conjugation as well. Yo verbs are verbs that end in UIR, and again that Y will carry through the entire conjugation in the present subjunctive. JO verbs are verbs that end in GER. They change to a J in the yo form in the indicative, which then affects all forms in the subjunctive. CAR, GAR, and ZAR verbs will have spelling changes as well. CAR goes to QU, GAR goes to GU, and ZAR goes to C. Also note that this change takes place in all forms, including the nosotros. The list of irregulars is short because the verbs dar, saber, estar, ser, and ir do not have yo forms that end in O. Therefore, we cannot follow the regular rules of formation. Dar becomes de, des, de, demos, and then, note the accent. Saber becomes sepa, and so forth. Estar, este, and again note the accents, all forms except nosotros. Ser becomes sea, ir becomes vaya. There is somewhat irregular, but remember, in the yo form in the indicative, there is veo. Therefore, it does follow the steps for formation.